Good morning, guys, from Djerba. Hi on the street. Anyway, good morning from Djerba. We're just in a little cafe right now. And we're gonna grab like some sort of brekkie thing, which looks like it's gonna be quite enormous. We haven't ordered yet. But we started with an interesting morning. We had to sort out a few things with our room and our villa because we're not staying at a hotel. And then we're going to probably go today to a famous synagogue, one of the oldest in the world, which is still functioning according to the internet. And then let's see. And so the grand breakfast begins. So guys, the brekkie has arrived. There was 2 croissants here. Matteo's already munched one. And now we begin this feast, which is a light breakfast. Yeah, let's see how this goes down. So, Matteo has pointed out that this is cordon bleu. Crazy. I mean, I think there's no pork here, but what a generous breakfast. Guys, we're slowly getting through it, but what I didn't really notice of, okay, first of all, halva, amazing, granola, all of these things, but look at the back. We have waffles, pancakes, salad. It's a feast, a true feast. Currently trying to catch a taxi. This is the way to do it, guys. No Uber here. Here you stick out your hand and hope for the best.
Another coming.
My ChatGPT says only the yellow taxis. So let's see. And it's also a bit of a negotiation with price.
I think it's closer here. There is plus that you can,
But nice. We can walk next time. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, on the way.
What is this area called? The name?
This is Riyadh.
Riyadh. Ah, Riyadh with the synagogue. Ah, okay, Riyadh. Okay.
And it isn't far from synagogue.
Yeah.
You can going by feet also. You can.
Ah, perfect.
You have the coffee here.
So we're currently in the Poterie Museum. What is this place called? I forgot now. Oh yeah, Guellala Poterie Museum. It's really beautiful in here. As you can hear, there's music in the background. And we're lucky. We got a really nice taxi driver who was really explaining a lot. And then we actually took his WhatsApp so that we can contact him in the future for rides. Alright, so this is a traditional way of removing hair, pucking or puking session, which is sugar lemon mixture used for pucking the bride's body. Well, I don't know if it's actually hair removal. Some nice exfoliation. Maybe nice to try at home, a natural sort of method. By the way, we're supposedly in Guellala, at the highest point. I think this is really sunny. This museum is, so there's a really beautiful view. But actually it's so nice and cool inside the museum. Outside it's very warm at the moment. Peak heat. Okay. And the owner of the villa, actually they gave us a ride into town today, which was nice of them before breakfast. And they're actually quite nice with giving like recommendations and stuff. They don't really speak much English, but yeah, they send us links to things, which is really nice of them. So we appreciate that. So Matteo noticed this thing where there is this like room called the Hijba, and a month before a bride's wedding, it says that on her own free will, she locks herself up into this room and to avoid sunlight, so she becomes as pale as possible and eats as much fatty foods as possible to become nice and plump and pale before the wedding, because that is the standard of beauty here. Not bad. Not a bad way to spend before your wedding. Eating good food and staying cool away from the sunlight. The room, yeah, I'll show you. Here she is, relaxing and eating pre-wedding. And that's me in the mirror. Hey. So let me just show you. This is a traditional healer. And over here you see he's got snakes, bats, stingrays. And then, okay, so it says here, the healer and his therapeutic rites. And it says, so in former times in traditional society, he put at the disposal of women who came to seek his advice potions to help them exercise total domination over their husbands and to restore order in their marital homes. In a famous popular song, okay, blah, blah, blah. So there was a famous song where what this healer could offer, and he said, any woman who wants to dominate her husband and cast a spell on him can contact me. I will supply her with the drug she needs. Mad. Okay, that's quite funny. But yeah, any ladies who want to dominate your husband, come here. You want to hear something freaky?
Grinding day.
For, maybe this is for the couscous. Does it say couscous?
Suitable for pouring, olives, removing things.
It's like natural stone mosaics, which are quite cool. But they're the coolest ones are the biggest ones, which obviously are huge and heavy and probably impossible to take with. And here are little architectural models. Yeah, it's pretty chill here. It's quite nice just to see these things. visiting a museum. And now we're just walking around outside where the cafe is. Supposedly like a pharmacy, it's a drugstore. Or restaurant, it says. And then we're gonna walk up the road because our taxi driver was super nice. He was showing us that just up the road here. He's like, he looked at us, he goes, "Are you guys quite athletic?" We're like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Oh, okay, then you can walk up the road and they show you how they make the pottery. And then there's a huge display of all the pots. We would love to get a pot. The challenge is obviously transporting it. But we'll see. Look at this, is even a pot hanging from the ceiling. But yeah, it's super beautiful here. It's just very peaceful. This is the restaurant area. Sorry, sometimes I forget to use the mic, which is quite useful. I've actually got it pinned to my top, but don't always remember. But yeah. Yeah, I think it's actually worth coming, honestly. It's just a little chilled spot to see and understand a bit more about the local culture. So it's called, I think, pronounced Guellala Museum, right next to Guellala, the village. Yeah, it's a view. This is part of it. So yeah, now the next stop. Let's see how these pots are made. So we're walking along the road. Ah, wow, bello! Molto bello. Ah, per vino?
Per la candela, per l'olio essenziale, invece che sono tradizionali berbere, non è candela. L'olio essenziale, grazie mille.
Grazie. So we're currently in Ariad, next to the synagogue. We're going to be entering once it's open, because I think between midday and 3 o'clock it's closed. So we're just having a little rest in the shade. It's about going to open in about 10 minutes. Yeah, what?
Walking distance 9 minutes, there is a farmers.
Okay. And yeah, we just went earlier to this Guellala, where they have this pottery museum, which we visited, which was really beautiful. And then we went into this pottery shop, which is just up the road. And over there, they kind of explained how they create the pottery. And actually, this guy was quite, can I say, a linguist. He spoke multiple languages. So first he was speaking in Italian, and then when he noticed I was talking with Matteo in English, he switched also to English. So then we had like a bit of a mix. So we looked around and we saw a few cute pots, and we kind of already had it in our mind that we were going to get some so we can use it for our plants. So I think we could have negotiated harder, but we still got a decent price probably. He threw in a free basket, and we got like a pot to hold flowers, and then like a leaning plant pot, all in terracotta, which we love. It's kind of like a neutral thing. We have that all over our house for all our plants. And then yeah, I think the guy got a good deal in there. And actually, we probably were we didn't use Mateo's mom's negotiation skill level. She probably would have got it down to half the price with 2 bags. But that's her talent. We were thinking we need to take her along with us next time in the hand luggage so that she can help us out. But anyway, so now we're just waiting by the synagogue. We grabbed a taxi. And then I don't actually know how we'll grab a taxi away from here because we're not seeing any around. But maybe just because the synagogue's closed. But yeah, it's been really nice. It's really sunny. It's very hot. So like you really need a pair of sunglasses and a hat here because it's blinding otherwise. But with the breeze, it can be quite tolerable. And like in the shade and indoors is quite cool. The architecture really helps with that. But yeah, very chilled. And then I think after this we're going to go to the hotel, relax by the pool, and then we'll go out into the town in Hamut Souk for dinner, by the marina most likely. So, to enter the synagogue, so I was already prepared with my own scarf and hair clip. The chest and the shoulders are covered. I'm already wearing a long skirt. So yeah, feeling very cool. And let's see, hopefully it's enough. And so we're entering possibly the synagogue. I feel very happy because we found a secret area. So we're just exploring this beautiful, there's also bathroom, this showers. This beautiful synagogue and its complex. It's like all kitted out with rooms and bathrooms, but I think nothing is actually in use. Maybe upstairs, I don't know. No, it looks like it's really not in use. Check these bathrooms. Don't even have the plumbing. No, there must be a shower place somewhere. And we saw some cute kittens. I realized that for half the day I've been by mistake shooting in slow-mo, so if the quality is a bit weird, sorry, I'll have to fast forward everything. It's quite a labyrinth in here, like all the doors. You enter a room and it connects to another room. Like now, you can go there into another passageway. And so we're back. Hi guys, so we've been chilling at the pool for a few hours now. I think it's around 6 p.m. and I think we got back just, so it's not that many hours, after 4 or so. And I don't know if I mentioned, but actually it was super nice. So after we were at the synagogue, we were walking to catch a taxi because all the taxis parked at the synagogue were actually reserved. I think they brought the people there and then were taking them back. So we were walking towards more of the center of the area, El Riyadh, I think it's called. Right, remove my husband from the background. And when we were there, as we were walking, I'm distracted, but anyway, as we were walking, this car stopped and there was these two ladies inside the car and they were like, hey, do you guys need a ride? We're going towards Humtsuk. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's actually where we're also going. I mean, these ladies, well, first of all, there were two ladies. They had a little car seat in the back. They didn't have a kid in there, though. And they seemed super friendly, and we were just like, you know what, I think it's fine, so let's do it. So we jumped into the car. I think it's kind of the culture because also we've noticed that, like, when we get into a taxi, they tend to, like, share. So then if there's enough space, you'll add another person in, which is what they did at the beginning at the airport, which we found weird. But now that it's happened a few times, we realize it's just the way it goes. So sometimes the taxi has only one person and will stop and pick us up as well, which happened earlier today when we were going to the Guellala Museum. So that was nice, which makes sense, I guess, just to, like, you know, if you're on the way, you might as well. Yeah, so then these ladies picked us up and they had a chat, and turns out one is a local Tunisian who's married to someone from Djerba, and the other lady was from Algeria visiting, but they're both actually living in Paris. And they spoke English, they also spoke obviously French, they also spoke Italian, so yeah, we had all the languages in the car, but they were super friendly to us, and it was so nice to just pick us up and give us a free ride into Homzug. So we had a nice chat with them there. And then we just stopped by a local shop and bought a few things, which I'll show you. It's nothing interesting, it's just groceries, but it's nice. And then I also wanted to show you what we bought today at the Poterie shop. So I think we really could have maybe negotiated the price for a better price. I think we paid like a European price, but I guess it was a touristic price. We got a free basket bag with it, but frankly, probably still we could have. But anyway, it's fine. You know what? I think we can also be generous to the locals, right? But anyway, let me show you what we got. Maybe I'll sit down on the floor. Okay. I'm in my bikini, but I'm also wearing a skirt. Don't really want to sit fully on the floor. Alright, so I'm just sitting on the floor here. So first thing, this was my choice. Sorry, the husband is watching me as I'm doing these things, thinking how silly I am, but also helping. So I got this cute little pot, which I would love for the flowers, maybe in the kitchen or somewhere. I thought it was super cute. So he said it's waterproof, let's see. But look at these cute little legs, a little big butt. So I love that. The challenge will be to take it into the plane. And then, this was Mateo's. It's this beautiful, like leaning, I don't know, pot which we'll put for flowers. And it has holes inside so that it can drain. And then we've got a little plate with that. So I think that's really beautiful. They're both terracotta. As most of the things we have in the house are terracotta because it's quite neutral. And then the complimentary basket. Because we were there busy standing, debating, saying, we don't know if it'll fit into our luggage. So he's like, okay, well, I'll give you a basket so you can take with you. But still, who knows if like within our baggage allowance it's allowed. And then in the grocery shop, which we put inside this bag, we bought some local tea because at this accommodation they don't have any teas or coffee, so tonight maybe we can drink some with some milk, keeping it very British. And then we needed to get some shower gel, and then we got a couple of like little milkshake kind of drinks. And what else? I think we got something else. What else did we get? There's something else, no? I don't know. But anyway, so, and then that was about, in total, that was a very fair price. It was very cheap. Oh, it was 3 francs. Oh, I thought it was 10.
10 dinars.
Ah, I was thinking it's 10 francs all the time. So, okay, now I can hold this. That was 3 francs in total. It was quite a lot of stuff, so it was very cheap. And it's a cute little local shop right up the road from us, with a nice lady working there. So yeah, that is the shopping of the day, going nuts. And now, yeah, just gonna, I don't know. Mateo took a swim in the pool. It was a bit chilly for me, so I just watched and dipped my feet in. And I think later on we're gonna just go out, explore, maybe go to the souk, if it's still open, grab some dinner by the marina. We had a few suggestions where to go. And our taxi driver, the one that I mentioned before, that took us originally to this Poterie museum, he recommended a few places. He was really helpful. Like, first of all, he could speak English, which was nice, which I don't expect everyone to speak English. Fair enough. Obviously, it's not their language. They don't need to, but it's helpful for us when they can, because we don't really speak French or Arabic. And he spoke, I think, did that taxi driver speak Italian, right? Was it the No, it wasn't the taxi. No, sorry, that was the shopkeeper. But yeah, so he spoke English, so he was helping us. He suggested some local dishes to eat. And then he was like, yeah, I don't eat couscous at night because it's really heavy. So then he told us a dish that he absolutely loves. He said we would not regret if we got it. So we wrote that down. But yeah, it's just so nice maybe actually getting some locals to advise things, and also the people that own this villa that we're staying at. They kindly took us today because they coincidentally came in as we were leaving, and they're like, oh, are you going to the center? We're like, yes. So they dropped us off there, and they took us to a breakfast spot which they recommended, and that's where we had our giant breakfast. We couldn't finish it. It was just impossible. We ate only sadly only half. It was literally enough for 4 people. And it didn't make sense to take it away, so it's a pity, a bit of a waste of food, but now we know. But it was very good. And yeah, so far it's very, very chilled here. It's definitely island time. Like, we were at the synagogue, and it opens at 3, so we had like a 15-minute wait because we arrived early. Then 3 o'clock hits, we go because it's like a security check, but it's very vague, you know. It's just like, is it a security check, isn't it? And they're like, oh, no, just 10 more minutes. They haven't opened it yet. Okay, weird, fine. We go sit, 10 minutes later, come back in. I'm like, oh, no, it's still not open yet. We don't know where they are. And they're like, oh, if you want, you can sit in here, which was like the security check zone. I'm like, okay. And there's a bunch of guys all with guns, but, you know, very chilled. And then we were waiting. And I think, I don't know, it was 5 more or 10 more minutes. And then they could see across the road that they had opened up the synagogue, so I think we were like the first people in. So then they checked our stuff, and then we went inside. It was very beautiful. It's stunning. It's very much in line with all the local architecture, white and blue. There's loads of passageways with like accommodation and bathrooms, which unfortunately are unoccupied. Like, I was thinking, how cool would it be if they rented it out to tourists? Because if no one's staying there, then they could help with the upkeep of the place, as well as just, you know, for locals. It's good for like the jobs and things. If they rented out those rooms and all those bathrooms, there's so many bathrooms there. It's not with the room, so it's definitely more like a hostel style accommodation. But, you know, people are up for that, so why not? And it's special because like when I was in India years ago, I stayed in like a Buddhist nunnery, and that was really cool. And Matteo and I have stayed before in Tuscany in a monastery as well, like part of, like attached to a church, Catholic church, and also really cool, really lovely accommodation, and it's something unusual to do, so it's quite fun to try out these weird things. So yeah, maybe they could do that one day. I don't know, there was no suggestion box, so okay, so I've chatted a lot now, and I think, let's see when we're gonna leave. Might have a quick shower just to rinse, but yeah, I'll take you along as we go. Hi guys, so I've just gotten out of the shower. As you can see, I haven't redone my makeup. Redoing my makeup twice a day is very rare. It's just a lot of work. And I feel like stripping down my face with face wash twice is not ideal. I do get a bit of oily skin though, so I do tend to like dab a bit the T-zone. And then I'm going to use a bit of powder just to mattify some parts of me. I don't like to use too much powder because I think then it's like, it can be a little bit too much in general. I'm using like this translucent powder from Clinique, which I always have in my handbag. I have this little like, I'll show you maybe. It's like a tiny little wallet where I keep all my essentials, so it's super easy to transfer all my essentials from one handbag to another. Because, yeah, I do love a variety of handbags, which is ironic because it's completely the opposite to how I used to be, where I literally only had like one bag in high school and continued to use that same bag even when I finished high school for a long time. It was so ratty, it was so horrible. But I sewed on like frills onto it. I had loads of badges. Like it was super hipster. By the way, I'm using this lip liner by Clinique as well, which is in raspberry glaze. No, intense Cosmo. Sorry, the lipstick is raspberry glaze that goes with it. So intense Cosmo, which is number 8. And then I fill it out with the matching lipstick, which is Clinique Raspberry Glaze 44. It looks much more red on camera actually. It's more of a raspberry color. And then what I love to do, and it's very sad because I've been using this for years, probably way too long, but I have this Bare Minerals lipstick, which is, I've rubbed off the name even, which is XOX, and it's like this pink color. I don't even know if you can see it. You can see I'm really like mining for it at this point. And I use this lipstick brush, and I just use it to moisturize and add a bit of sheen. And unfortunately it's almost done, so sorry, I'm biting my lip. That's why I bought recently in Poland this what is it, a Guellala sort of lip balm, moisturizing, slightly tinted. By the way, I'm in a towel. I am dressed, well dressed like in a towel, and I'm gonna start using that. I just haven't yet committed because I'm like, oh my gosh, so fancy. But sorry, like I have a but yeah, so I haven't got, also this one's not quite finished, can you imagine? But yeah, so that is, I just wanted to show you a little bit of how I do my lipstick, or not even my lipstick, my makeup. And then I have my typical eyeliner, which is also Glace, something my grandmother used to use, and I have to say it's amazing. The brush is so precise, it lasts forever. And yeah, and then I use like a Clinique. I use a lot of Clinique. At some point I just became pretty committed. I mean, I'm very open to trying new things. It just happens when I find a product, I just keep using it. And again, I think my grandmother uses Clinique skin, like sort of tint, and it has an SPF, so then I just continued using it. But yeah, and then I just use some concealer usually under my eyes. But yeah, so I'm a bit freshened up for tonight, and I'm gonna wear exactly the same outfit because I bought one outfit per day pretty much. I think actually because I put on a separate airport outfit, I might have one extra outfit. But yeah, this is a backpack, freehand luggage sort of holiday, which is great because it kind of gives you peace. It's like there's not many options. You prepare the outfits before, you wear them, whatever. So yeah, so back to that lovely outfit, which I love, so who cares? And then, yeah, so time to get out of here, by the way, right now. Although it's great, I'm using a DJI camera and it's balancing, it's on the tripod, but also just to give it height, you're balancing on that milk that I bought, that box of milk, plus I'm like crouching down on the floor. The things we did to create some content, you know. Anyway, let's go because the hubby must be waiting, although I think he's just chilling by the pool. Doesn't really mind. All right, so outfit of the day as well as this evening. We have a Uniqlo yellow skirt. We have a beautiful waistcoat from Guess. This handbag was from my grandmother. She bought it in South Africa. And some very old Skechers sandals, but they're very comfortable and very practical. So I wear them pretty much on every holiday when we're walking around a lot. And yeah, that's it. And a face of makeup and some jewelry, but from random. This is from Bali. One of which comes with a matching stone, and this is a local stone from Bali. But yeah, okay, that's it. Let's go. Seems like they're burning garbage outside our villa. Ciao gattino! Ciao! Ciao! He doesn't care that I'm here. So we're in the restaurant and Matteo's already made best friends with the owner because he speaks perfect Italian. Turns out we first struggled for about 5 minutes trying to communicate an order, and then suddenly he asked, "Where are you from?" And Matteo said Italian, and suddenly best friends, even though he's not Italian, never been to Italy, but speaks perfect Italian, so it's quite funny. So yeah, now we're gonna try some fish dishes. So let's see if it's tasty. I'm sure it will be. So the starters have arrived. We've got a brick with one with egg, one with tuna, and one with cheese. This was recommended by our taxi driver earlier today. And then like a grilled salad. Very good, the salad. Matteo, you got the brick with egg, I think.
Yeah.
Oh no. So it's like a crispy thing.
Essential.
Oh, we can go half and half.
Super good, right?
Oh, this one also has egg. I really like this brick. Our taxi driver gave us a good recommendation. This is the brick.
Il mot meshwia vuol dire in italiano grigliata.
Grigliata, okay. Questa.
grigliata.
So this one is tomato, peppers and onion grilled, then like mashed, and then it's let to cool down to become sort of a cold salad sort of thing, but Matteo's in love. So luckily he told us how to make it so we can do it at home hopefully. I think they use a pesto and mortar to crush it up afterwards. So we have to try home. Grazie. So our main dish has arrived. It's like a mix of grilled fish. So for Matteo has only compliments.
Yes, good.
So let's try. So the stuff in the middle Matteo likes. Let's try. So dessert has arrived. Matteo's also having a traditional mint tea. I do not like mint, so mint tea specifically. So not for me. Let's check out the dessert. Wait, let me get a serviette. I like the look of this donutty. So there's this round donutty one. Nice. Remember to use the mic. So we're back in our little accommodation. It seems like there's no one else staying at the villa at the moment. So now we're just gonna chill. We had a nice dinner. It was actually quite light, which was good. It's a complete opposite to our breakfast, to be fair. And yeah. Now we're going to shower and go to sleep because it's 9:45, which is 10:45 in Basel. So good night and see you tomorrow.